Israel releases footage it claims shows hostages being taken to Al-Shifa hospital and that it's found tunnels under the facility.
A new party led by a veteran politician enters the race for government in the Netherlands.
Fled to Shifa hospital.
Israel's army has released footage it claims shows hostages being brought to the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza and that a captive soldier was killed there. The hospital has been evacuating patients and staff since Israeli troops entered the facility last week after days of airstrikes in the area.
19-year-old IDF Corporal Noah Marziano was taken hostage by Hamas terrorists during the massacre of October 7th. Noah was taken into Gaza alive. According to the intelligence we have in our hand, a concrete intelligence, Hamas terrorists took Noah into Shifa hospital, where she was murdered quickly.
Marziano's body was found near the hospital and Hamas says she died in an Israeli airstrike. Israel also says it's found a tunnel at the site, which it claims was a Hamas command center. Hamas denies this.
قام بتحويل مجمع الشفاء الطبي إلى ثكنة عسكرية واعتقال عدد كبير من الموجودين ثم تم استجوابهم وثم إخلاء سبيلهم بالإضافة إلى أنه قام أيضا بعملية تجريف واسعة في داخل مجمع الشفاء الطبي للتنقيب والتفتيش وعبثا يحاول أنه لا يوجد أي شيء يقدمه للعالم وهذا ما أكدنا عليه مرارا وتكرارا.
There are reports that the Israeli army has now surrounded Indonesian hospital in Gaza, with local officials saying at least 8 people died following an airstrike this morning.
In Israel, government sources have told Euronews that a deal to release hostages from Hamas in Gaza is close. It's likely that 40 children and around 20 women and elderly people are included in exchange for a ceasefire of 3 to 5 days and release of Palestinians, including children, from Israeli jails. Meanwhile, families of the hostages continue to put pressure on the government to get the deal done. Sharon Lifshitz's 85-year-old mother Yocheved was released from Hamas captivity after 3 weeks, but her father, 83-year-old Oded, is still taken hostage.
So many of our community are dead, so many are hostage, so many are deeply traumatized. Our home is burned, our community is dispersed across the country. My mom's house is in Gaza with the other people there.
And how was she treated?
I think that how she's treated is like one little bit of a story in which there were horrific crimes. We have 1,400 dead. We have people that have been mutilated and burnt alive.
When she was released, Yocheved said she had no ill will towards Palestinians.
The whole of Gaza is taken hostage by Hamas. These people are criminals. They are a terrorist organization that is worse than ISIS, worse than Boko Haram. Yeah, the crimes they've committed are impossible to even say on evening news. Yeah? So these people, my mom has no affinity with. She knows many people in Gaza. She met them over the years. She has seen that, like us, there's human beings there.
Sources also say the US government is pressuring Israel to ease the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza by allowing some more fuel in to operate hospitals. Meanwhile, the Israeli army has intensified its offensive in some parts of Gaza ahead of a potential ceasefire. Shona Murray, Euronews, Jerusalem.
204,000. That's the number of people who have applied for asylum in Germany since January of this year. Berlin says it has recorded a 77% increase in asylum applications compared to 2022. And are looking to outsource the processing of asylum seekers to countries outside the European Union.
European governments see this idea of offshoring asylum processing, moving it elsewhere, as a way to possibly make the return of those who are in need of protection easier, because they wouldn't be admitted to the EU.
Italy reached an agreement with Tirana on the 6th of November to transfer its asylum seekers to Albania while they wait for their paperwork to be reviewed. But some experts have expressed concern.
There is the risk of differential treatment between asylum application that will be examined in Italy and asylum application that will be examined in Albania. Indeed, we have to remember that Albania is not bound to European law and regulation on asylum. This means that there could be some issues in terms of the human rights of the asylum seekers.
According to the agreement, 2 reception centres will be created to shelter migrants off Italy's coast, but the deal has raised a number of legal issues.
Le droit européen n'admet pas que tous les demandeurs d'asile soient automatiquement détenus. Il exige une individualisation, un examen individuel de chacun des cas. Il exige également que la détention ne soit pas la solution utilisée en premier ressort et qu'on examine la question de savoir s'il existe ce qu'on appelle des alternatives à la détention.
An initial legal assessment by the European Commission indicates that European law is not applicable outside EU territory, but plans to transfer migrants from an EU member country to a non-EU member country have so far proven unsuccessful. The UK Supreme Court blocked a similar project on Wednesday. It ruled the government's plans to send asylum seekers to Rwanda was unlawful.
Dag meneer, nieuw sociaal contract.
Some last-minute campaigning. One party has dominated the Dutch elections. New social contract.
Nieuw sociaal contract is de enige partij die de grootste problemen van Nederland nu gezamenlijk kan aanpakken.
Peter Omtzigt started the new party this summer. The veteran MP, who gained prominence while exposing the child benefits scandal, could become Prime Minister.
I'm actually myself, I'm very surprised about the speed at which all this is going. I mean, you're looking at a party which had 5 members 3 weeks ago.
His party champions constitutional reform and bringing down the cost of living. The main draw, however, is Omtzigt himself.
Omdat ik heel veel vertrouwen heb in Pieter Omtzigt en zijn ideeën. En ik hoop dat hij de noodzakelijke vernieuwing kan brengen.
Nou, hij is gewoon een hele vriendelijke, aardige man. Echt geïnteresseerd in de anderen, in de medemens.
Polls predict that any winner will have to form a coalition, which means compromise.
Het zal van hem vragen om samen te werken met andere partijen. En het zal van hem vragen om dat grote schip wat een overheid is, om dat dan een klein beetje bij te sturen. Terwijl wat hij nu belooft is bijna een 180 graden draaiing. En dat kan eigenlijk geen één overheid doen. Dus hij zal toch ook op een bepaalde manier, denk ik, toch mensen teleur moeten gaan stellen. Die nu echt hopen dat alles gaat veranderen.
A record 26 parties are running. With just 2 days to go, it's a very tight race here, and polls show that whatever happens, Pieter Omtzigt and his new social contract will be a force to be reckoned with in Dutch politics over the next 4 years. Both the left and the right will need him to form a coalition. This is Fernand van Tetz, reporting for Euronews, the Netherlands.
Far right-wing populist Javier Milei becomes Argentina's next leader. On Sunday night, Argentinians elected the fiery freshman lawmaker in the presidential runoff with 55.7% of votes, an outcome many deemed as impossible just months ago. His opponent, Economy Minister Sergio Massa, secured 44.3% of the votes. Milei won all but 3 of the nation's 24 provinces. Massa had conceded even before the Electoral Authority began announcing preliminary results. Milei's victory represents a political paradigm shift, as Massa's Peronists had dominated Argentine politics for decades. He has taken over from outgoing President Alberto Fernandez and has promised to slash government spending, dollarize the economy and eliminate the central bank. He will take power on December the 10th.
Emergency workers rescuing people in the Dominican Republic. 48 hours of torrential rain over the weekend caused flooding, damaged infrastructure and destroyed homes. At least 21 people, including 3 children, have died. In one particularly deadly incident on Sunday, 9 people were killed when a wall collapsed onto several vehicles travelling on a major road in the capital Santo Domingo. The country's president has described the storm as the largest rainfall event in the country's history.
A state of emergency has been declared in Zimbabwe's capital, Harare, after a cholera outbreak. So far, at least 50 deaths have been recorded, 13 in Harare. There are more than 7,000 suspected cases. The Red Cross and Red Crescent warns that the outbreak can easily spill into neighbouring countries. Medics and officials are comparing the rising cases with the outbreak in 2008, which claimed the lives of 4,000 people.
US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden have paid tribute to Rosalynn Carter, who died at the age of 96 in the state of Georgia on Sunday. The former First Lady and wife of the 39th President Jimmy Carter was diagnosed with dementia in May. Rosalynn Carter is being remembered for her dedication to women's rights and mental health care. Her 99-year-old husband released a statement calling her his equal partner in everything he accomplished and the one person who always loved and supported him.
Thousands of people in a festive mood on Paris's Champs-Élysées on Sunday night. This is the city's mayor switched on the world-famous boulevard's annual Christmas lights, this year ones that are particularly environmentally friendly. And as John Lennon's song Imagine played to the crowds, it echoed a message of unity, fraternity and peace from officials at a time of great divisions across the world.